Hi, Orange Girl here with another scrapbooking process video for you. I am working with paper from the paper issue store. I am also working on a monochromatic fanatic challenge that is in the paper issues friends and fans group. All that information is linked below. This month we are working with the color yellow for this challenge. So I'm starting with some white marshmallow cardstock, and I'm going to use Dina Wakley Media Gloss Spray. It's a glossy acrylic spray, and it's called Lemon, and I am just going to spray it directly onto the page. I am not even going to bother with plastic and do kind of that packaging technique that I often do. I decided to not even do that for this because I liked the look of having it just sprayed right on. And then some splatters, of course. This wasn't quite enough. When I put the pictures back up there, I'm like, oh, pretty much all of it's going to be covered. So I add some more sprays and add some more splatters, and then eventually here I will call it good. So that's going to be my background, and I'm going to put that aside while I work on the rest of the layout, and I'll bring it back here in just a few minutes. So I actually printed these photos in two different sizes. This is the bigger size, and it is what I end up going with. I'm going to fast forward through this part because all I'm really doing is adding some tissue behind my paper or behind my pictures like I do on every single layout. Then I'm going to rough up the edges of that tissue paper a little bit to get it ready so it looks a little bit messy and ready to move on to the rest of my layout. So as usual, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to back my photos with some, what do you call that, foam. It's just craft foam that's adhesive on one side. I am using the March scrapbooking kits that you can get at the paper issue store. I believe that they are all sold out on that kit. But the April ones will be coming soon, so keep your eye out so that you can grab one. They're always really good kits. And this month, it ended up having quite a bit of yellow pieces in it, and so I was able to grab 3 different yellow papers. I think they were all from the kit. And I'm using my hexagon punch here, and I'm cutting out the middle so that I can still use this as the outside of a page if I want to use it as the outside of a page. I'm just kind of trying to conserve some paper. And I'm using my hexagon punch for a couple of different reasons. One, because I like it, but also because on the yellow mood board, which really it's mostly about the color, but I chose something that popped out to me was there was a honeycomb on there. And I thought, oh, I can use my hexagon punch and kind of mimic that. I'm going to even use it on this piece of ephemera that comes in the kit. The ephemera pack is by Amy Tangerine. It's from her most recent collection. That frame that you see there, you might not be able to tell, but it is really shiny. And it also came in that ephemera pack. I happen to have 2 ephemera packs because I had already gotten most of Amy Tangerine's collection, and then it ended up being actually in this kit as well. And so I was able to get my other pack and open that and get out my the other frame so that I could use both frames. I'm actually using them behind my photo, but you'll see what I do to jazz them up a bit in a second. I didn't feel like these hexagons were standing out as well as I wanted them to, so I decided to add a little bit of black pen around the outside of them. Couple reasons. One, I think it helps it pop, but also that piece right there that I cut out of the ephemera has black writing on it, and so I thought it would be nice to add a little black to the other hexagons as well. So don't be afraid to alter your ephemera pack if to meet your needs. So I use this black and white stripe paper, and I'm backing the frame with that black and white paper. I wanted to add something a little bit more interesting behind the photos. And like I said, I don't really count black and white so much as another color on the page. And so that just kind of, I don't know, I actually think the black and white helps the yellow pop more. And so I felt like it needed it, so that's why I added it. And so now I'm going to have these 3 clusters of hexagons, And then I'm going to have these frames with the black and white paper in it. I'm going to go ahead and back both of these photos with the foam adhesive. And I'm going to actually toy with a few other things here. Like I thought about, I love these bows. I love bows. When people use bows on layouts, I love them. I have never, okay, I shouldn't say never. I rarely, if ever, have used a bow successfully on a layout. I buy them and then I get them and then I go to use them and nope, I just can't make it work. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and kind of cut around the outside of my white paper so that I can add it to this yellow. I'm getting close to knowing that I want to start committing to these pieces. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I had the right amount of white on my page. I used that seam stripe paper to put behind as kind of a border. I'm going to use this Admit One ticket here and I'm going to pop it up so it looks kind of 3D-ish. Well, it isn't 3D-ish, it is 3D. And I got that from, that came in the kit. It was actually a Valentine paper, but it worked out. I just cut that color out. So there was no G, and I'm going for the title Vogue here, which I spell wrong, by the way, but I do fix that later. There was no G, so I used an ampersand, and I went ahead and added that title. Then I toyed with the idea of using these smaller photos. It's the same photo, they're just square. It's a little bit smaller. So I kind of put that on there for a little while and then I changed my mind. I'm going ahead and cutting out some yellow butterflies because I always have butterflies on my layout when I have a layout about my daughter. And so I'm going to scatter those across the page. And I decided I wanted a little bit of black and white over here on the right side. So that is the same paper that I have in the frames. So now I'm ready to start committing and gluing some stuff down. So this, like I said, this isn't going to have a lot of journaling or any journaling on it, which is pretty rare for me. Usually I journal, but I felt like the pictures kind of spoke for themselves. I do off camera end up putting a date on this. I forgot to do it before I took the pictures, but anyway, I do end up putting a date. Other than that, and the title Vogue, I really don't have any journaling. Oh, actually, that's not true. I think I end up adding some, not journaling exactly, but word strips or phrase strips. Phrase strips from I think Tim Holtz, like something old that I've had in my stash, and I end up adding that here in a little bit. So I think I popped up one hexagon in each group of hexagons, if that makes sense. I added a little bit of tangled thread behind the frames on the left side and on the right side. And I'm almost finished, actually. I added some butterflies, and then I realized I wanted a different yellow, like not the same yellow as what I have here. So I was looking through, and I found in the one of the, I think it's from Art Walk. It's a Heidi Swap paper, has a little bit of yellow on it. And so I ended up finding that and used that for a couple of my butterflies. Here's the Tim Holtz strips of phrase strips, I guess is what they're called. And I looked through and I end up putting one on the left side that says, "Find joy in the ordinary." And then underneath the right photo, it says, "Today is a good day." And I am gluing these onto glitter. And so I do end up, I just stick them down here, but later I will end up gluing them with my liquid adhesive to help them stay down a little bit better. And I kind of thought I wanted to add some more black. I felt like it needed just a few more pops of black. And so I was looking through some of my stuff here to find some black and didn't find it at first. I thought about only using 3 tickets, and then I end up changing it and I go with 4 again because I like it better. So that's, I shouldn't have probably cut that off, so because then I had to go cut another one. So these are from Jen Hatfield. These are little, like acrylic dots or whatever, like, they're not acrylic. Maybe they are acrylic. They're not normal enamel dots. They're a little bit different. But anyway, so I put some of the yellow ones out and I put some of the black ones out, and there weren't enough. I couldn't make there's that other paper, the Heidi Swapp paper. There weren't enough of the black ones, I didn't feel like, to make them work out in the clusters. And so I do end up taking those off here in a little bit and change my mind. So I really do like that different yellow that I end up still trying with the bow. The different yellow that I end up using with those butterflies. So here I am trying some more. Then I remembered that I had these. Boy, these have been in my stash for quite some time. They're Bella Boulevard, and they are hearts. And I thought, oh, I could use black hearts and then a few enamel dots. And now that I'm looking at this, it's not too bad. I probably could have done that, and it would have been all right. So I reach out to the sticker book, and I'm looking things over, and I'm trying to decide if I want to use any of these stickers. I do not think I end up using any of them, actually. I try a couple of them out, but I don't end up using them. I thought maybe a camera might work, but I just couldn't find a spot that I liked them. So I ended up taking those off. It was so funny. We were getting ready to go to Gulf Shores, well, the Gulf Shores area for spring break. And so we went to Target, and this is before all the madness in the world started happening here. And so we went to Target and we found these glasses, and she tried them on, and she was being dramatic and silly and all of that. So I took some pictures, and it was actually a fun little shopping trip. I don't really like to shop. I'm not really a shopper, which a lot of people find weird, but I think my daughter might be a shopper. So she seemed to enjoy it a lot. So off camera, I walked away, came back later, maybe another day. I think I changed my shirt, so it must be another day. And I decided I am going to go with 4 tickets instead of 3. And I decided to go ahead and commit and glue everything that I had so far down. I also grabbed some black spray ink, and I'm going to use that so that I can just put that spray ink wherever I want it to go and not have to worry about having enough enamel dots. And then I will call it done. Once you see me get out that black ink, it is over, because that is always the very last thing I do. Because if I try to do something after that, I will smear it. I even let it sit overnight before I take photos, because I will smear it even though I feel like it is dry. So that is it. I am done. So like I said, I used a kit, the March kit from Paper Issues. You cannot get the March kit, I do not think, anymore. I think it is all sold out. They do sell out fairly quickly. There might be a swag bag, but I'm not sure. The swag bag kits are also pretty cool. They come with little 3x5 and 4x6, 3x4 and 4x6 cards, and lots of little embellishments. They're kind of like a little embellishment kit, and they're awesome. I've made layouts with just those. I think I added a little bit of that yellow lemon acrylic spray there at the end too. Anyway, anytime you go to Paper Issues and buy anything, use the code OrangeGirl and you can save 20% off your order. That's what those tickets look like. Here are all the close-ups. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope everyone in your family is healthy and hanging in there. We will get through this, and I will see you again soon.